Alrighty, so obviously you guys have sort of, it's been a long while since Hot Fuzz, and you've kind of switched roles in that you're playing the very got his stuff together guy, and you're playing the kind of slight, screw up. What was that a fun?
Slight screw up.
I was trying to think of a polite way to phrase it. That must have been fun to kind of have that reversal.
Yeah, it's nice to change it up a bit. We don't want to just keep doing the same thing over and over again. We've been careful to have each film have very distinctive and different characters, and if you put Shaun and Nicholas Angel and Gary King in a room together, you'd have three completely different people. Likewise, Nick's characters.
I think it just shows what wonderfully versatile actors we are.
Well, quite. That's what I was going to say. There's been a longer gap between this and Hot Fuzz than there was between the first two. How long ago did you kind of know the shape of this and what you wanted to do with the third?
Actually, I'm glad that it was been 6 years, because I think because of the nature of the actual story, it needed us to get a little older to kind of cover some of the ground that's in the movie.
Of course, yeah, it's a much more kind of darker story that is much... Well, yeah, it is much more adult, I suppose.
Well, I think there was something where we wanted to, in this movie, be quite honest and frank in a sense, and we don't, we can't pretend to be 26 forever, and so it sort of seemed to that there's a lot of great kind of humor and even sort of potentially sort of deeper material in kind of dealing with the fact that they're older.
Exactly. The man-child thing is less charming than...
Yeah, especially when you're a 41-year-old man who co-owns a law firm, or you run a kind of, what Martin does in it, an estate agent. It's you have to move on.
Yeah, and your character really is kind of a dick. What
Totally.
was the...
He is a dick.
He is just a total, really, but he's kind of sympathetic. I think a lot of people have been saying he's still quite likable. Were you consciously,
I think you have to look at why people are dicks, and sometimes it's because they are malicious and bad. Sometimes it's because they've got terrible sadness in them, and Gary's reasons are ultimately tragic, and you have to be sympathetic to people with issues, even if they're a pain in the arse.
You've described the trilogy as a dialectic sequence before.
I did. I was being very hoity-toity. Yeah.
I think you said University of Bristol Drama Department.
I wanted to give the film students something to chew on. Yeah.
They might let you into Loughborough if you'd said that.
If only I'd said that at my Loughborough interview.
Damn it! Just a few years too late. Yeah.
Yeah.
But looking back on the trilogy, what do you both think is the kind of overarching? I don't know. Theme is too lofty a word. What's it about?
Well, there are themes there that are at work, and a lot of them are growing up, about taking responsibility, about mutating to survive. About changing yourself in order to become a different person, about conforming, about individuals fighting collectives. In Shaun of the Dead, you have the zombies which are encroaching on Shaun. In Hot Fuzz, it's the NWA, and in The World's End, it's this force of change,
global.
Yeah. Homogenization.
Friendship too. Friendship between men.
Yeah.
Different kinds of friendship between men, and now if they don't evolve from Ed and Shaun, you become Gary and Andy.
Exactly. Yeah. The bromance has to change over the
it
years.
does.